Good morning, Nigeria. You're watching Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. It's Tuesday, the 9th day of September, year 2025, and I am Pat Aido. Always a pleasure to help kickstart your day.
Right, and I am Samson Balogun. We are here to fuel your morning with stories, insights, and conversations that matter most. However, your week has been going. We are glad you are spending this morning with us.
And here is what we have lined up for you today. Well, we'll start off with Daybreak Gist, our focus on retired soldiers who have just suspended a week-long protest after the federal government's pledge to settle outstanding entitlements.
All right, away from there, there comes a weather report followed by Daybreak News, where Pat will give you a crisp roundup of the major headlines at home and abroad.
And next up, we'll dive into the newspaper headlines and analysis, breaking it down what is making the front pages and what it is all means for Nigerians.
And for the big story today, vandalism and its cost, threats to infrastructure, economy, and public safety. We'll be examining how acts of vandalism affect critical services, drain resources, and endanger communities. Joining us is a seasoned public affairs analyst and human rights activist, Barrister Wale Ojoke Daniel, to help us unpack this issue.
Well, we will be joined by Comrade Mark Adebayo, activist and social commentator, to help us unpack the depth of the problem and consider practical solutions as well.
Right. It promises to be a robust and eye-opening discussion right here on this station at Dominion Broadcast.
And finally, we will wrap things up with Trend Watch, your guide to the buzz online and the chatter in the streets.
And of course, wherever you are watching us from, on the move or just sitting into your day, of course, stick with us on this start. We have a lot to unpack.
And this is Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. Your morning, your stories.
All right, and we are just getting started right here. So thank you for being a part of the show so far. Thank you for joining us. Pat Aito.
Good morning
to you.
Good morning, Samson Balogun.
Good to have you again.
Same here.
Okay, interestingly, you look stunningly beautiful this morning.
You look handsome as well.
I must give you your flowers.
Even
though I'm not with the flowers, I'll give you after the show.
Well, let's kickstart this one. Right. Just the soldiers eventually
decided to call off the strike.
Call off the protests, not even the strike, because if it's a strike,
they are no longer in service.
Well, the week-long protest by retired soldiers.
Usually in Nigeria, when there's a protest, there's a strike action, about to start, or probably
we have the pre-plan.
Yes.
Pre-plan, then plan, then post-plan. Abby?
That's
now, the first one is pre-plan, where we have the soldiers protesting at the Ministry of Finance gate, saying that, our entitlement must be paid. But sometimes I just feel like, do we have to get to this level? I mean, workers who have worked tirelessly for like 35 years, serving this great nation, fought wars and back and forth, and for them to have their entitlement, it's something they need to deliberate with the federal government. And you see them going on strike, coming to protest, and last month, we have the police as well protesting, and where we have the activist Showore leading the protest for them. In the course of the soldiers, some of them have gone through a lot. In the course of fighting for our dear country, Nigeria, some of them have gone impairment. They've had this impairment of some of them cannot even hear clearly again. Some of them have been amputated in the course of fighting for our dear country. But do they have to go through this before the federal government will listen to them?
You see, one of the things we have failed to do as a country is to set our priorities right. We most times mix things up. I think there's, a distinct difference between you, dedicating your life, to serve the country, and of course, when you actually, dedicate your time, there are two different things. For an average civil servant, you have given 35 years of your time, and then you are expected to get, a certain amount of money, retirement benefits after that. But then it's another thing to sign a contract that I'm giving you my life. I want to serve with my life.
No minding his family.
Regardless of, whatever will happen to me, this is what I have chosen to do. I want to protect and serve this country, and that is what they have done. And I don't think they should get to a stage where what they deserve at the end of their 35 years or probably the number of years they spent in service, still come out to say we want to protest just because the government has failed to do the needful. Now, in this insaner climes where they value service, I mean, there used to be a time when soldiers will pass on your street and then you would feel a presence.
Yes.
You would know that they are passing by. And then when someone tells you, I'm a retired soldier, there's this respect that comes with it. But then all that faded away, let me say in the last 20 years. And what happened? Where did we get it wrong? That's a challenge. These are things we should be looking into. And then what can the government do about this? The lackadaisical attitude of the government in attending to issues that really matter is, for me, it's something that should be checked. Now, an active worker, someone who is still in active service, sometimes they complain about what it costs to actually survive the country Nigeria. We now get minimum wage instead of living wage. Now, an active person in service is not even comfortable with what he gets. How much more of a person that has retired? Now, these are things we should put side by side and see where are we getting it wrong.
Or just oppose it.
Or probably we have always imported policies. We have done that a lot of times where we see a particular policy in a country and then we implement straight away without minding if it's going to work with the Nigerian ecosystem. And if we import policies like that, why don't we look into how they treat veterans out there? If you go to the United States, the UK, you will realize the fact that they are given so much
priority
respect.
To the elderly
They call them
even the veterans.
They call them, you are a veteran, they still give you that respect even till your 90s, 80s, or till you are gone.
There's
even
certain
after
things
that,
you get free health.
These are things we should be doing to these people. They have said we do not have to leave them to actually, waste away like that. So if at this point, you are still getting it wrong when it comes to welfareism of retirement of retired officers. Don't forget that active officers are placed in the position to look after people who have retired.
Well,
are you getting it now? So if you are there, you have been saddled with the responsibility of catering for people who have retired, and you are treating them the way they are currently being treated. Just remember that whether in 10 years, 15 or 20 years, you are going to retire. And then you are going to be in that position unless you have found a shortcut, which is to siphon the monies that actually belong to these people and then say, oh, you are retiring well. Well, that is not retirement for me.
Well, to me, I just feel like people that are, officers in service now, it's just something that the federal government should just try as much as possible to change the narratives that we have with the veteran soldiers or the soldiers that are out of service. Because this will make them to feel like, okay, if those ones that we are looking up to, that they are veterans that have served this country, are going through this, what would I in service have or get after retirement? That's one thing. And another thing is, I remember there was some months ago when the soldiers were slain, and so those wives, one of them was saying that she would never allow any of the family or any of her family to join the military. So now you are actually doing this to the veterans, or let me say the soldiers that have served the country, and don't you think those one in active will actually look for a way to just venture into illegal business? I think there was this what's it called, the report about a guy, investigative journalist, that went, Fisayo Soyombo, that went straight to, like, as far as digging deep into what we said is the cause of oil bunkering. And from all the investigation, we could see that some of the officers, military officers, were part of those people doing that. I think these are the reasons we're having them venturing into illegal business that cannot even, that they just feel like, okay, since this is what we're getting from the federal government, let's just venture into business that we know that can benefit us after our retirement. Federal government should look into this. Well, thank God for them that they are come to say, okay, we'll fulfill whatever it is that you want, but this shouldn't get to the stage. And I think at the end of the whole thing, the military officers, the ex-military officers should as well do not stop they should keep on pressing the demands.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, lastly, before we go, I just want to, say this very quickly that government should not wait until people resort to industrial actions, protests before they look into things that really bother or matter to them. Take for example, the NLC will say until we go on strike. I mean, there should be constant review of what it costs to live in a country called Nigeria, the bare minimum you can get to survive. I mean, constantly, probably almost maybe a year, every year or 2 years. Let's look at what these people get. Is it even enough to survive in a country called Nigeria? Don't just leave them to their own faith and then relax until they come around and say, look, this is no longer enough. So we are seeing states, I mean, every state now gets about 500% increase in their allocations. And then we still see some states who still say 70,000 minimum wage is not feasible. I mean, that's for me is a challenge to all governors. We have seen Imo State, for example, now pays 104,000. Ebonyi now pays, I think, 104,000. Some states, Lagos, I think Lagos was the first state that paid beyond what the government, federal government was even paying. So there are some other states, I think Oyo State pays 80,000 naira minimum wage. There are other states like that. They are clamoring for Ogun State to also join the bandwagon to pay 104,000 as minimum wage. These states are rich enough to pay these wages to the people. They have enough money now. So if you are not asking your governors the right questions now,
like what Mr. President said. Mr. President said, "Do not ask me questions. Ask
your governors." I mean, these monies they receive, most of them keep mum about it. They don't even see a thing.
Security vote is even there.
Yeah, and they act like it's business as usual. But because people don't ask the right questions, and of course they don't direct, their questions to the right channel, then it becomes a problem. Take for example, in your local community, you don't call on Tinubu, for example, to come and sort your security challenge in your community. You have a local government chairman, you have a councillor. These are people you report to before it escalates to the governor and then to the president.
But the issue of local government autonomy, that's the fight.
That is where we are going. Until that is done, where power is returned back to where it belongs, then this challenge will persist. And I think it is the right place to leave it on this show this morning.
All right.
Thank you for being a part of the show so far. Link up with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Dominion Broadcast. Do well to subscribe to that channel and drop your comment there. And our website is at www.dominion.org.ng. Now, let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take weather report. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Now it's time to take for a report, and we'll go straight to Ogun State this morning in Abeokuta, to be precise, as weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius right there in Abeokuta. Later in the morning, it will rise to 26 degrees Celsius, with showers expected at 55%. And later in the afternoon, there will be rain in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, at 28 degrees Celsius. Will be, of course, at 76%. And later in the evening, it will be mostly cloudy at 24 degrees Celsius, and also mostly cloudy overnight in Abeokuta today at 23 degrees Celsius. So if you are in Abeokuta, you have to be prepared. There will be rainfall right there.
Also, from here, that's about the weather report in Ibadan today. And this morning, it will be 25 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be shower, and that's a precipitation of 49%. And in the afternoon, it will be 27 degrees Celsius, and showers is expected as well, and that is of 57%. And in the evening, it will be 24 degrees Celsius, and it's mostly cloudy, and that is 12%. And overnight, it will be 23 degrees Celsius and foggy at 10%.
All right, moving straight to Ekiti this morning, still in the southwest. It currently feels like 21 degrees Celsius right there in Ekiti, but expected to rise later in the morning to 24 degrees Celsius. It will be cloudy right there in the morning, and later in the afternoon, there will be scattered thunderstorms in Ekiti at 26 degrees Celsius. Later in the evening, it will be mostly cloudy at 22 degrees Celsius, and overnight, also cloudy at 21 degrees Celsius.
And from Ekiti, we head straight to Port Harcourt. And Port Harcourt this morning, it will be 23 degrees Celsius, and showers is expected, and that is of 48%. And in the afternoon, it will be 25 degrees Celsius. Also, showers is expected, and that is of 58%. In the evening, it will be 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy at 14%. And overnight, it will be cloudy as well, and that's of 20 degrees Celsius, and of the precipitation of 20%.
All right, moving straight to up north this morning to Kano, and in the capital of Kano, later this morning it will be 26 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, and in the afternoon there will be scattered thunderstorms in Kano at 28 degrees Celsius, to drop to 24 degrees Celsius later in the evening, and mostly cloudy right there, also mostly cloudy overnight at 23 degrees Celsius in Kano.
And moving on swiftly, we head straight to Ilorin, Kwara State. And this morning, it will be 25 degrees Celsius, as mostly cloudy, and that's of 15%. And in the afternoon, it will be 27 degrees Celsius. Thunderstorms is expected, and that is of 68%. In the evening, it will be 24 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, and that's of 11%. And overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy, is expected of 11%.
Moving straight to the center of excellence, Lagos State this morning, as weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius, and there will be rain right there in Lagos this morning, later in the morning at 26 degrees Celsius, almost setting at 98%, and later in the afternoon, also there will be rain in Lagos at 27 degrees Celsius, and it will be mostly cloudy in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius, and overnight, it will also be mostly cloudy right there in Lagos at 25 degrees Celsius. So if you are in Lagos this morning, keep your umbrella handy. There will be a lot of showers right there.
And from Lagos, we head straight to Oshogbo. Oshogbo this morning, it will be mostly cloudy, and that's of 18%, and 25 degrees Celsius is expected. In the afternoon, it will be 26 degrees Celsius, and thunderstorms is expected, and that's of 66%. In the evening, 23 degrees Celsius, and mostly cloudy of 14%. And overnight, it will be 22 degrees Celsius, and foggy 18%.
All right, moving straight to Kaduna. This morning in Kaduna North, weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius, and to rise to 23 degrees Celsius later in the morning, mostly cloudy right there in Kaduna. There will be scattered thunderstorms at 47%, later in the afternoon at 26 degrees Celsius, and there will be few showers in the evening at 22 degrees Celsius. Overnight, it will be 21 degrees Celsius, cloudy right there in Kaduna.
And lastly, Abuja is next. And Abuja this morning, it will be cloudy of 24 degrees Celsius. And in the afternoon, it will be 26 degrees Celsius. Scattered thunderstorm is expected, and that's of 58%. In the evening, it will be 23 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, and that's of 18%. And overnight, it will be 22 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy as well.
All right, so that'll be all on weather reports this morning. Let's go on a quick break, and then when we return, we'll take the news. We'll be back after this time out.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I am Pat Aito. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has announced that the National Assembly is adopting technology and artificial intelligence to enhance parliamentary processes, improve transparency and boost efficiency through digital platforms. Addressing lawmakers from both continents at the Lebanese parliament, the Speaker said the Council provides a platform for African and Asian parliaments to tackle shared challenges and strengthen the collective voice in global affairs. He stressed that Nigeria has championed decolonization and partnerships through forums such as the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, and the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edu, has said Nigeria's bold economic reforms are beginning to deliver results, with debt levels becoming more sustainable and investor confidence returning. Edu at the 11th Annual Conference and General Assembly of the West African Association of Public Accounts Committees, WAAPAC, acknowledged that Nigeria, like many West African countries, continues to face fiscal pressures, including high debt servicing costs, limited revenues, and rising public spending demands. However, he stressed that the reforms introduced under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are reversing negative trends and setting the nation on a sustainable growth path. The Association of Distributors and Transporters of Petroleum Product, ADITPO, TOP, has disassociated itself from the intended strike by the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas, NUPENG workers and its cohorts. The national president of the ADITOP, Alhaji Lawan Danzaki, said this in an interview in Abuja following NUPENG's announcement that its members would commence a nationwide strike and warned of an imminent nationwide fuel scarcity. According to the reports, the strike is in protest against what it described as anti-labor practices linked to deployment of newly imported compressed natural gas powered trucks by the Dangote refinery for direct distribution of petroleum products. A special committee on examination infractions set up by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAMB) has completed its work and will submit its report to JAMB management over an allegation committed by 6,458 suspected candidates. The chairman of the committee, Dr. Jake Apele, was tasked with identifying methods, patterns, tools, and technologies used to perpetuate various examination offences. The committee members review current examination and registration policies and recommend improvement to strengthen the system's resilience against malpractice and determine the capability of each of the suspected candidates. They added that recommendations will also be made available for improvement to strengthen the system's resilience against malpractice. The National Business and Technical Examinations Board has commenced a comprehensive review and validation of 26 trade syllabi for technical colleges across the country. In his address, NAPTEB Registrar and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Mohammed Mohammed described the initiative as a historic movement in Nigeria's journey towards educational excellence and economic transformation. Mohammed stressed the urgency of equipping technical education graduates with 21st century skills that are directly applicable in the modern labor markets. The Deputy Force Public Relations Officer, CSP, Victor Isuko, has said police officers are empowered by law to break down doors, enter through ceilings or scaling fences to arrest uncooperative suspects. Isuko clarified this during an interactive session with the public at the premiere of a movie in collaboration with the Nigeria Police Force. He warned that obstructing police officers during an arrest could result in the arrest of the individual who interferes. Now to politics. The All Progressives Congress Oyo State chapter, following the recent revelation by one of its members, a lawmaker representing Shaki West State constituency, Honorable Ibrahim Shitu, about the 300 billion naira loan secured by Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, has staged a day of solidarity rally in its support against and victimization. The chairman of the party, Moshood Abbas, while speaking with newsmen, said that the rally is to show that displeasure against the mode of governance in Oyo State by the present administration. Meanwhile, the secretary of the party, Sajudeen Olanite, called out the Oyo State government to take responsibility for their action against the victimization of Ibrahim Shitu, ascertaining that with the increment in the allocation into Oyo State, the state should not be known for borrowing. It should be recalled that the Oyo State House of Assembly issued a strongly worded rebuttal to the claims made by Honorable Ibrahim Shitu over the plenary session, which he alleged it was used to secretly approve a 300 billion naira loan request from the executive without proper notification to members. Away from Oyo State, doctors under the Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) have begun a 7-day strike over unpaid salaries, poor welfare and inadequate medical supplies. They noted that no new doctors have been employed since 2011, leaving a few to manage heavy workloads. Speaking on the strike, FCT General President Dr. George Ebong said the industrial action was necessary to push the government to address their grievances and improve working conditions. Health authorities have yet to respond publicly to the strike, but the action is already raising concerns about service delivery across hospitals in the FCT. And on business, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, has hinted that lending rates may decline in the coming months as inflation continues to ease, raising hope for improved access to credit and stronger investment flows. A statement by the CBN reaffirms the bank's commitment to macroeconomic stability, a stronger banking sector, and positioning Nigeria as a top investment destination. According to the CBN governor, headline inflation, though still high, has begun to slow down, creating the possibility of lower lending rates once price stability is further consolidated. And in sport, Nigeria's table tennis sensation Quadri Aruna has decried what he described as years of neglect and poor treatment from the Nigerian government despite his historic achievements on the world stage. In the Facebook post, Aruna detailed how for more than 15 years he had relied largely on private sponsors and personal sacrifices to sustain his career, with little or no support from the country he represents internationally. Aruna, who is Africa's highest ranked player and widely celebrated for his resilience and unique attacking style, said the neglect has not only hampered his own progress but also threatens the future of younger Nigerian talents. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that is the Daybreak News. Thank you so much for watching. I am Pat Aito. Good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, good morning once again and welcome to this segment, newspaper headlines on the program Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. Well, we'll begin this morning with the Nigeria News Direct. Is coming with this one. Federal government sues for fees in Dangote-Nupeng dispute, and that's on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct. And of course, from the Nigerian News Direct, we have this one. El-Rufai accuses Kaduna Police Commissioner of complicity in August attack, and that's on page 12 of the same paper. And of course, beside it, we have Niger debts breaches statutory ceiling poses structural crisis, and that's coming from Rep Speaker warns, and that's on page 14 of the paper. Well, at the top corner of the Nigerian News Direct, we have this. We will vie for 2027 elections without Obi, Labour spokesman is talking there. And lastly, from the Nigerian News Direct, we have Lagos pay 1.52 billion naira pension to 798 retirees. That's on page 13 of the paper. Away from Nigerian News Direct, we head straight to the Daily Independent, and Daily Independent is coming with this big one. I mean, it's all we have that's virtually on most of the dailies this morning, and that's federal government Dangote-Nupeng meeting deadlock. Strike continues. We have 2 riders there. TUC gives federal government 14 days to withdraw 5% fuel tax. And the second rider there threatens to mobilize workers, masses for strike. And that's on page 7 of Daily Independent. And from Daily Independent, we have this one. NCAA vows to name shame airlines over flight disruption. And that's on page 29 of the paper. Beside it, we have Tinubu working to engender responsible borrowing. As Speaker Abbas Tajuddin Abbas talking, and that's on page 7 of the paper. And lastly, beside it, we have El-Rufai petitions PSC over alleged misconduct by Kaduna Police, and that's on page 6 of the same paper. Well, economic story here, federal government economic reforms showing tangible results, according to the Minister of Economy and Coordinating, that's Wale Edu. Well, you can read more on page 29 of the paper as well. Upper side of the Daily Independent, we have exam malpractice, JAMB panel OK's result cancellation, and candidates ban. And beside it, we have wipe crocodile tears, return smart schools money. Enugu Patriots tell Shiju Moche. And that's those stories. Those are the headlines you can find on the Daily Independent. Away from the Daily Independent, we head straight to The Nation. And The Nation is coming with this one. Edu, soaring revenue, cut in debt, rise economics profile. And riders, we have 2 riders there. 38.8% debt to GDP ratio below global benchmark, and borrowings tied to projects. And from The Nation's upper side of the paper, we have EFCC grills Shiju Motor CEO over 5.7 billion naira contract fraud. And beside it, we have court to hear also cancels fund applications September 22nd. And Okpabolo employs 1,000 cleaners and outsourcing of job hands. And that's on page 26 of The Nation. Well, down below it, we have this one. Abiodun to AFCFTA panel in Algeria. Ogun State is Nigeria's top investment destination. And that's on page 5. We have this one. UTME cheats phase 3-year ban, and that's on page 6. And lastly, from The Nation, we have police probe body found at National Assembly car park. That's on page 29 of The Nation newspaper. Away from that to the Nigerian Tribune, we have TUC proposed 5% tax on petroleum product. TUC threatens strike, describes policy as economic wickedness. and that's on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. We have education side, we have 2025 UTME. JAM committee uncovers 4,251 cases of finger blends, 190 cases of AI-assisted cheats, and with the rider, 1,878 candidates impersonate albino. And that's on page 4 of the paper. Down below it, we have motorists lament state of Ibadan, Ijebu-Ode Road. That's on page 5 of the paper. Coming down to it, we have local government funds, fireworks at Abuja court as Osun government says AGF not ready to obey court orders. And a rider there explained case at Supreme Court, and that's on page 15 of the paper. Well, at the top part of the paper, we have strike threats. Federal government meets with NUPENG, NLC, and a rider there, TUC Pengerson, threatened to join strike. That's on page 3 of the paper. Well, let's quickly look at this one from the Punch. And the Punch is coming with this one. Politics here, 2027, North rallies voters as South tops pre-registration list. And that's on, or we have two riders there, Osun, Lagos, Ogun, as online pre-registration hits 3.5 million. And we have another rider there, Northern Governors, parties, groups unveil campaigns to close widen regional voters gap. Well, we have so much for you this morning, but then do not go anywhere. When we return, we'll be here with our analyst in the studio. Stay with us, A-Still newspaper headlines and analysis. Right, welcome back. It's still newspaper headlines and analysis on Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. I'm being joined by Dr. Babatunde Babasoya, a public affairs analyst, a commentator, everything.
How are you?
A very good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you to you too.
Well, let's quickly look at what the papers are saying. But then I think I was actually going through what the Punch newspaper was actually saying. Punch was saying politics. I know you like politics a lot. And we have 2027 North rallies voters as South tops pre-registration list. We have two riders there. We have Osun, Lagos, Ogun lead as online pre-registration hits 3.5 million. And we have Northern Governors, parties, groups unveil campaigns to close a widened regional voters gap. So this is it. And main northern states in the country have begun voter mobilization as southern states continue to lead online. Like I just said, I read a report having that Kano, Kaduna, Yobe, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Ilorin, among others, are part of the state that have begun renewed effort to mobilize eligible citizens for the exercise Let me ask you, what might be driving the current mobilization effort?
Well, everybody wants a pie, a share of the pie, a bigger share of the pie.
Not cake now, but pie.
We've eaten this thing for such a long time. Let's be real with ourselves.
Okay.
It started with a cake. By now, I think we just have a pie now.
But I guess the cake is more expensive than a pie.
Yeah, so we've been eating it since, and nobody's replacing the tin now.
Oh.
And so we have reduced it to pie.
Okay.
And so out of the pie now, we're cutting into pieces. So we're all looking for the bigger piece now.
Oh.
So now the Southwest, where Tinubu hails from, is currently in power. He's looking for a second term. So at least, if there is no other motivation, that Emelokun is a motivation.
Emelokun.
It is a motivation.
It's a motivation. So,
So
what strategies are they using to mobilize people?
There is not a strategy, it's not anything. It's just the way we are defaulting. It's just us defaulting.
Defaulting how?
Defaulting to our tents, or our tribes, or our regions, yes. Because why? Because that's how it works. We're not a nation yet. We're Nigerians, but
people always talk about it that we're not a nation, rather we are a country.
whatever you want to call us, we are a country because we are bounded by a defined geographical line on the map. That's Nigeria. A nation is one voice, one people. We're not that. I'm not sure we will get there.
Why?
Oh, for us to get to a nation, we must have a set of children who will witness all through their lives good governance.
At 60-something?
They will get to 60-something witnessing only good governance.
Come October 1st, will be 60. I'm not too sure of the
We will, don't
60-something, and we are still not a nation.
Don't
we are
worry.
a country.
See, that's the point that everybody tries to. We are trying to. Everybody must crawl, then you walk, then walk and stumble, and then you start to walk and run. Then you can fly.
So what stage are we now?
We're still crawling, 60-something. When did America get independence?
We should not compare ourselves with
1776.
America because we have enough. We have resources that can take us to.
Do you think America don't have
crawl?
resources?
But not like we.
Nobody has.
Remember, we are the giant of Africa.
They are the giant of America. Everybody is just hubris.
So we are still
actually.
crawling.
We will crawl. One of the reasons why we will crawl is that our own founding fathers were tribalistic from get-go. The Sardauna was a northern man. The Awolowo was a southern man. The Azikiwe was an eastern man.
So that has been the
And
genesis.
we are queuing behind them. You see, anybody that wants to be anybody in the Western politics now says he's a protege of Awolowo. It's a protege of Awolowo means that he's doing what Awolowo would have done. So you are doing the Western things. That's the point. Before we become a nation, we will have a set of inheritors, children. There will be no power outage, water will work, police will, we will not, if we are still talking about state police in 2025, what we are saying is that we don't trust the federal police. We don't trust Abuja.
If we don't trust the federal police, how are we going to trust the state police?
And when we get to the state police, we will then ask for local government police. Don't worry, it's just a matter of time.
Remember, the local government are still seeking for autonomy.
You did, yeah? That's part of what, if we have good governance. Now, sorry, I'm going to ask you a personal question. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Nigeria.
Everybody is from Nigeria, even if you are not.
I am from Nigeria.
I'm from Ogun State. I'm from Ogun State. My tribe in Ogun State is part of the marginalized tribes of Ogun State. So it is probably going to be highly impossible for somebody from my tribe to become governor in Ogun State. No matter how well they do, they don't have the vote, they don't have the support. But they are part of Ogun State. Now, I have been in Ibadan for the last 20 years now.
You're now a Monile,
I am not a Monile.
but you are what?
The day I decide to contest for the honorable representing my local area in the state assembly, that's the day I will hear the story of how I got to this Ibadan. That's that
But
day.
it does not happen in other states like Lagos.
it took Tinubu to enforce the Lagos Oath. Tinubu actually made a non-indigenous commissioner.
Are we saying that's happening in Ibadan?
Have you seen a
Oyo State?
non-indigenous becoming commissioner in Ibadan? In Oyo State? Even when Tinubu did it was Ladoja that was governor then. After Ladoja, how many governors have come and gone? Akala came and Akala had gone. Ajimobi came, Ajimobi had gone. This Shele Isheyi is still there now, doing the second term. Has anybody appointed none? This guy appointed the Igbo man and put him there. And everybody will raise their head up, they put their head down. All the commissioners that were in Lagos, commissioner for works in Lagos during Tinubu's tenure was Aregbesola. He will go on to become the governor of another state. So, I mean, Paleke.
So you're talking about marginalization of where you're from?
So, where I am from, I can become governor there because of. But where I am from does not matter. I've been in Ibadan now for the last 20 years. I have been contributing my quota to Ibadan for the last 20 years. So, but I cannot be anything in Ibadan. I cannot.
Well, when you're talking about marginalization, and that will take me back to what the Igbos are calling for. Do you see that coming up very soon?
There's something else that Igbos are calling for. Let's separate the issues.
Okay.
I don't believe in rotational presidency. I believe it's just a way of saying we don't have enough sense. I believe merit. I don't believe in federal character. In fact, I believe if I become president by this thing that you dream about, that just happen by mistake.
We dream about.
By mistake, that everything just starts to happen, and then I just find myself there. The first thing I'm revoking is that federal character. Effective.
It will be by merit.
The way Tinubu said subsidy is gone. That's where I'm going to announce it on my speech.
Okay, let's come back to this. Like we are saying, not.
So
rally.
not we mobilize because they want to present a unified front. They want to be engaged with as a unity to say, you know what, you want us to support you. We want this, and this. Ministry of Livestock was created. Why? Why? For them. Serves one purpose. Ministry of Blue Ocean, what's that one that all these ministries that have been created were carved out. But although we've carved them out, I'm still waiting. What have they done? What are they going to do? Bring your policy to light. What have you done to affect our lives now? But they've been carving out. Blue Ocean goes to where the oceans are. Livestock goes to where they're doing livestock. Okay? But there's a Ministry of Agric and that's for those of us.
Well, let's look at it. How would this, not mobilization effort impact the electoral landscape in some key states like Sokoto, Kano, and Kaduna?
What they will do is that they will have more votes. But don't forget, the Northerners vote.
More votes for?
They will have, whoever they want to vote for,
okay,
they will have more votes for that person. But the Northerners vote. Here in the West, we will find an excuse on that day not to vote. It's too rainy, it's too sunny, I'm just not feeling it.
But that won't happen in the
northern
states.
No, once they say come and go and vote, they are going to vote. They will queue. They don't care. They will go and vote. That's the north for you. Since the beginning of Nigeria, that's what they've been used to. They do it. Here we are too individualistic. We don't bother like that. But now that we have our own there, will it change? I'm waiting for the demographics of that.
Well, but that's why we have Osun, Lagos, Ogun lead as online pre-registration hits 3.5 million.
Now, which speaks to, again, let's be clear. This thing that INEC is doing, I don't like it.
Why? And what is that thing INEC is doing that you don't like?
We are not going to be doing this continuous voter registration now. 2 years ago, Tinubu became president 2023. Good. So, by January 2024, some people became 18. And then they went to open an account. Why couldn't those people just go and do their registration the day they became 18? February, some other people became 18. March, April, May, June. So we ended 2024. We are in what now?
So
September?
It should be a continuous.
When we say it's continuous, it's not continuous because we are just starting to continue. It should be continuous. INEC, you are done with the election, transit into registration of voters, just continue that generally.
Process.
Just continue that process generally. So every day, people just walk in. You don't need to keep just 2, 3 of us. How many people just walk in the local government? Not more than 1,000 at most will be 18 at a particular month in time. And it is not going to be the same day. So maybe on January 1, you will become 18. On January 10, I become 18. That's how we do that. And so that's how it continues. So it's easy peasy. Like going to open an account. You just go open your, they just get everything sorted out, and that's the end of the matter. Period.
All right, let's quickly look at the outcome of 2027. How will this voter registration influence the outcome of 2027
we are waiting.
elections?
We are waiting. Again, you see, it's a factor of where there's Tinubu who will get an automatic ticket from APC.
APC.
Who are the challengers?
From the other parties.
We don't even know the other parties yet.
But we are wearing ADC, we're seeing PDP, we're seeing Labour.
Have you seen a party candidate from Labour?
We're yet to.
Have you seen a party candidate from PDP?
Well, they are.
They are coming to Ibadan to do the national convention. This is where they will select whatever they want to select. This is where the thing will happen. So we don't see that. We've not seen that yet. ADC, yes, Atiku had decamped from PDP, had joined them, and perhaps is going to outmaneuver everybody to get the party ticket. Perhaps, we don't know. However.
But he said he's not desperate.
Yeah. I'm a white man. Right now.
You're a white man right now.
I confess myself to be white.
To be a white man.
If he's not desperate.
So that means we should give him Mr. Wood and not Dr. Babatunde.
Yeah, I'm a white man. He's
but
not desperate.
He's not desperate.
Who says so? He says so. Okay. I'm not. Shebi says so. When an alligator comes out of the water and says the fish is sick, don't go there finding the story now. Just leave it as it is. It's not desperate.
For 2027,
we will see how it plays out now. But my problem at this point is we have a Tinubu here. As at the time they were fighting to unseat Goodluck Jonathan, when APC was going to unseat Goodluck Jonathan, an emergence of a mega party had taken place. A candidate had been selected. An opposition has started. When I say we're not campaigning, no, what we are doing was to do opposition. So whatever policy the government brought out at that time, APC by what's his name now, Lai Mohammed. Yes, will come out on his and robustly
will lie.
Whether he will package the package.
And that's it. His name is Lai Mohammed, and he will lie the whole information.
He will put everything online. So the subsidy that the Tinubu said subsidy is gone.
It's gone.
We occupied Nigeria on top Jonathan matter when he wanted to do the same subsidy removal. However, I mean,
that was in 2011.
I mean, we would have done it at that time, but now it's Tinubu removed it now. He's suffering the consequences of the removal. PDP is now fighting him for removing the subsidy. Please.
Well, let's leave that. Let's quickly look at this. Nupeng short depot as federal government, because the depot is for the American word. Well, we adopted the British standard English. Well, Nupeng short depot as federal government Dangote talks drag. I mean, the talks between the representatives of Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the leadership of the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers dragged on for several hours. That was yesterday, despite the role played by the federal government through the Ministry of Labour, Employment and Productivity for Reconciliation. So, this came as officials of Nupeng paralyzed fuel loading activities across Petroleum Depot nationwide on Monday, as they kicked against Dangote Petroleum Refinery alleged ban on workers' unionism.
Okay.
So why are they resistant to compromise?
This is what Nupeng is saying. Nupeng says the workers must join Nupeng.
And why?
Then we should ask them, why? Why do you want them to join you? Dangote says, and Dantata, that's MRS, says that their workers can join this other union. There's another union, whatever. DPTR or something.
MDPTR.
They're there. So that's that union there. So this one, the Nupeng says that one is the creation of Dangote and Dantata. There's
a regulatory body.
It's not a regulatory body. It's that the employer is creating the union for them to join. Okay, fantastic. It's good to unionize. The same Section 40 of the Constitution that everybody is citing claims that everybody can join free will association. So I don't have to join NUPENG. So what I think they should do is bring 2 workers, 1 worker from Dangote petrol tanker drivers to say, oh, I actually wanted to join NUPENG. I actually wrote to join NUPENG, and that was why I was fired. See my dismissal letter. Now, that becomes
an issue.
Yeah, illegal.
Okay.
Which is where I differ from my father, Falana, when he came out with his opinion. It's not a legal matter right now. Right now, it's a question that borders on morality, ethics, but
it
there's no
should be a
legality
free will
there.
for any driver. So, like, which one do you want to join?
I don't want to join you.
I want to join this. I want to join. Like,
I want to join this.
Like we have Ratau and NUJ.
And the one that you are joining, so there's NUJ, there's Ratau. James Bamboche is floating one now. So everybody has the right to join whatever they want to join. Where was NLC when we started proliferating Nigerian universities? Did you hear of any of those private universities join ASU? Did the world fall? When the textile industry in Nigeria was existing, there were union workers there. When they collapsed, what happened to the union workers? Did the union fall? When NITEL was there, were there not workers there in NITEL who were members of the union? When Obasanjo privatized NITEL and sold it to the carriers?
2023.
Did they join is anybody in any of those carriers? Did they join this NITEL union? Did NLC, were they not called NLC?
So you're not saying there's no point for NUPENG?
No, I'm coming now. When I was going to school in junior, secondary, junior, senior, whatever secondary school that I went to, AUT, Nigerian Union of Teachers, was the union of teachers. All Nigerian Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools were the union for the principals. So when these new secondary schools came up, all these fantastic private schools, the ones that charge million and the ones that don't charge million, are their teachers and their principals members of those unions? No! So suddenly, what's the problem here? What is the exact problem here?
Maybe why, you can help us out.
Why is NLC
find out to reveal the problem?
Why is it that it is now? Now, don't forget, Pengasan has joined the call that sided with NUPENG. And I look at Pengasan and I said, all of you in Pengasan should be treasonable, should be charged with treason. Yes, treason.
So because we have Pengasan, NATO, back NUPENG.
You know what Pengasan? Pengasan is the senior workers. So that's the middle management up to the junior workers downline at the NUPENG. When they say that they carry our fuel during the era of subsidy, they carry the Nigerian fuel, they will carry, instead of delivering the Nigerian fuel to the Nigerian petrol station, the tankers will carry the fuel to where? To the border and sell it across the border. Who are the people carrying the fuel? NUPENG workers. And every tank you carry, every tanker that rolled across the border like that is treason. Pure treason. It's economic treason to Nigeria. We are paying that money and you are sending it out and you are making money off our sweat, off our back, and we are suffering for the money. We are queuing for petrol. NUPENG did not rise up. So
what's the possible solution to this
everybody
matter?
Go back to their homes. When this guy was building this refinery, he said they needed $20 billion to do the refinery. Did anybody's father come out to give Dangote money? Did NUPENG come out? Even the federal government that was supposed to buy 25% of the share, they said they're not buying 25%. They said they will stick with their 7.2%. So they are buying 7.2% of the share. So what's the problem?
So now, can Dangote refinery plans for direct distribution to
Yes, that's what he wants to do. That's what he will do. Okay, when we started having the carriers, let's use the carriers because that's one everybody understands. Let's use the phone call people. I don't want to mention their names so that they will pay you for advert later.
You'll be the one to pay.
So when those phone call carriers came, the first thing that happened was they had people who took loans to buy credit. Those who are old enough for this thing can remember. So they will be state distributor of whatever your name is, Yellow Man. So they will buy the recharge card. All the recharge card that they will print, 1,500, 750, 400, 200, 100, all will be given to one person for Oyo State. That guy is the distributor for your state. He will have his own downline. And then those people were working. Everybody was working. One day, the banks came and looked at the matter and said, this thing can be done. Let's collaborate now. And they collaborated. And now, I just pick my phone. I don't need to scratch any
card.
There are kids today now who cannot remember that they used to scratch. And so just do star, whatever on your line, and then bam. So now even all the banks that you have the accounts now have load data, whatever. It's there. So all those people, yes, they are going to remove them from work. All those people who are removed from work. Did NLC. Did NLC rise up at that time? No, they did not rise up.
Well, let's quickly look at possible solutions. I mean, to address
there's only one
the
solution in this matter.
Concern about security.
CNG will come. CNG trucks will come. Dangote will deploy. Simple as ABC. CNG trucks will come. He said he does not want Nupeng people to be in charge of his distribution because he believes, and I concur with his belief, that they will strangle him there.
Well, we hope that federal government, Nupeng and Dangote will find a level playing ground to
I hope
address
the
this.
Labour minister has enough choco to tell Nupeng now and Pengassan and whoever those people are that if you go on this strike, there shall be no work, no pay rule. Because when ASU went on their own, they implemented the no work, no pay rule. So now that we have done it for one union, what is good for the goose should be very good for the gander. You should be wonderful for the gander. So you want to go for the last since 2010 in Nigeria, no refinery has worked. None has worked since 2010. Obasanjo attempted to sell the refinery to Dangote in 2006 when he was about to leave office. He sold it. Yar'Adua came in. Late Yar'Adua reversed the sales, transferred Dangote's money back to Dangote, and gave the money, the petroleum, the refineries back to Pengassan and Nupeng. 2007. By 2010, it was moribund, and we kept pumping money there. Ojulari had come out now to say he wants 60 billion naira to do the thing. The man built a refinery, 650,000 barrel refinery with 20 billion. You want to expand our own with 60 billion? Are we talking the same matter? Are we calling figures here?
Well, the man is in the game now.
Mele Kyari is there now. We are not hearing what has happened to him.
They are probing him.
What are they probing about it? Now, how many days does it take to probe a man? He's there. Did he take the money or didn't?
It will take months.
To do what?
To probe him.
Okay, keep probing him. Yes,
all right, away from that, let's quickly look at this one. We have Kaduna violence. I mean, El-Rufai ADC leader Sean Police invitation. I mean, former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai has submitted a petition against the State Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State, that's Muhammad Rabiu, over what he described as unprofessional conduct, abuse of office, and serial violation. So what does this police, previous members of the Kaduna ADC had suffered attacks by political thugs, and with the ADC accusing the police of backing the thugs. So how does this police handling of this situation align with standard procedure for investigating similar case?
The police don't have standard for anything in Nigeria. I'm sorry to say, no standard for anything. Please.
Why are you sorry to say that?
Maybe because it's going to sound like I have family members who are senior members of the Nigerian police. So to them, because they will look at me and say, "Oh, my boy is not in law embarrassment." I'm sorry. This is what I tell them when we are together. They're not doing well. You have not done well. It is because you are not doing well that everybody's talking about state police. People don't have confidence. If you poll Nigeria, on the street, go to the street now, just stop every car that passes. You say, you are driving on at 9 o'clock at night, and you see a policeman waving you down that you should please carry him. Will you carry him? Do you trust him? How many Nigerians will say they trust Nigerian police at 9 p.m. at night? And that is the reason why everybody is clamoring. Everybody believes that when we have a state police, that they speak our language, it will be better. It may not be better, but we are going to keep quiet and get there. This one that they are talking about, we don't know because we cannot speak without the facts. Is it indeed true that the police were actually in cahoots with people who are attacking them?
Talks.
We don't know. We don't know. But the police people too have not come out to clearly say, we are not with these people. We are going to just come out.
Because you know why the petition, why the former governor of Kaduna State wrote. They said the Kaduna police had sealed the Kaduna ADC secretariat last Thursday and subsequently invited El-Rufai and other ADC leaders for questioning for alleged conspiracy, incitement, mischief, and disturbance of public peace in the state.
What does that mean? What I will advise the El-Rufai and his people to do is just get their lawyer to write back to the Commissioner of Police that. What does that mean? What does incites disturbance of peace? What conspiracy? Conspiracy to do what? Conspiracy for conspiracy's sake has no meaning. Conspiracy for conspiracy's sake has no meaning. If we are doing conspiracy, we are conspiring to, it's a means, conspiration. It's a means to an end, conspiracy. We are together. So if me and you now, if we are, they will say they are doing conspiracy. Because they know we are cooking something. You cannot just be boiling pan. It's not happening. So, if the police say we are doing conspiracy, let the lawyers write to them and say, conspiracy to what? If you don't have your facts. So, which is why we are sitting down now. The policeman will come in now and pick you and say, you are wanted at the station. You say, for what? Say, when you get there, he will tell you. That's what the police comes to say. The warrant of arrest is not there.
It's not there.
Nothing. It's just they are looking for you at the station.
Well, would there be any consequences for El-Rufai and the ADC leaders for shunning the invitation?
Well, I still believe that the institutions must be respected.
Irrespective of
the buffoonery that they might be constituting amongst themselves. They might be embarrassing themselves, but we respect. You see, that's why most of us, when the police stops us on the road, we respect them. Not because they are worthy of the respect, but because the state
authority you need to respect.
Well, let's not use the word like that. However, what I will counsel is, it's not me that you are looking for. You just want to interview somebody. In Nigeria, it is now allowed. If you want me to come somewhere and I cannot get to that place, I can send my legal representative who will speak for me there. So let me send my lawyer. So when my lawyer appears there, whatever question that you want to ask my lawyer. I've given him mandate to ask.
All right,
sir.
For all right, thank you so much, Dr. Babatunde Babasonya, a public affairs analyst, a commentator, a doctor, everything, and a politician as well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, this is the Confidence time and the place to leave it this morning on newspaper headlines and analysis. Join us tomorrow for another fresh episode. Coming up next is Big Story with Samson Balogun.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back to Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. It is time for the big story, the segment where we slow things down, dig deeper, and shine a spotlight on issues shaping Nigeria's present and future. This morning, our focus is on a menace that often slips beneath the radar but carries enormous cost: vandalism and its cost, threats to infrastructure, economy, and public safety. My name is Samson Balogun. Thank you for staying tuned. Now, vandalism in Nigeria isn't just about graffiti or broken windows. It's about billions lost, lives endangered, and nations' progress undermined. Let's take a moment to recall some of the most significant incidents in recent years. In 2015, PHCN facilities in Cross River State, power installations worth millions were vandalized, leading to weeks of blackout in several communities. In 2016, NNPC pipeline explosion in Arepo, Ogun State. Vandals ruptured oil pipelines, sparking an inferno that claimed dozens of lives and disrupted petroleum supply. Straight to 2018, the Abuja-Kaduna rail tracks. Sections of the modern rail lines were vandalized with clips and bolts carted away, raising major safety concerns for passengers. In the year 2020, 5G masts attacked during COVID-19. Misguided fears and conspiracy theories led to vandalism of telecom infrastructure in Lagos and Abuja, disrupting communication. In the year 2022, Abuja power grid tower collapse. Vandals brought down high-voltage transmission towers in Buhari area of Abuja, plunging parts of FCT and neighboring states into darkness. These are not isolated events. They are part of a worrying pattern that stretches across sectors: energy, transport, communications, and security. The costs are staggering, from financial losses running into billions to human toll in lives lost and communities destabilized. So the question before us today, this morning: why does vandalism persist? And what must change to protect the backbone of our national infrastructure? To help us unpack this critical subject is our guest in the studio with me this morning, Barrister Wale Ojoge Daniel, a respected legal practitioner and public affairs analyst. Together, we'll explore the causes, the consequences, and the possible remedies to this national threat. Good morning to you, Barrister Wale Ojoge Daniel.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. Good morning to you.
Good to have you here once again.
And I say good morning to viewers all over.
All right, it's been a while, but then you look good this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, let's talk about vandalism in the country. Despite government interception, why do you think vandalism has continued to persist?
Aristotle says poverty is the mother of rebellion and crime. The corollary and relevance of this is that when you continue to treat the symptom and forget about the cause, it will only culminate in effort in futility. I remember recently, my wife started complaining about leg pain, and we went to a renowned doctor who has been practicing for over 45 years. He gives steroids, analgesic, and what have you. But something crossed my mind that this man might probably be treating symptoms.
I know the cause.
So I embarked on personal research. And I discovered that the quantum of potassium in my wife's body had been depleted by the use of Quaprovel or Losartan H, which contains hydrochlorothiazide. When you take any drug that contains hydrochlorothiazide, it takes away the potassium
in the system.
And it could lead to, something like arthritis. So I called my wife. I said, look at the result of my research. Now let's abandon, without consulting any physician, we abandoned Quaprovel and Losartan H. Then we went for Coveram. Believe me sincerely, today the issue of serious leg pain is gone and gone for good.
Totally.
Now, why does vandalism persist? And why do we even have to call it vandalism? In a way, it's a misnomer. It's a wrong use of word. Because there is an intention behind it. Though it could be twofold. It could be, there could be a twofold reason. It could be out of hunger or anger. But like I rightly said, Aristotle says, poverty is the mother of rebellion and crime. So this explains the current situation. That vandalism could be, deliberate damage of public infrastructure out of anger. And that is rebellion. It's a form of anger manifested against the state failure. But when it's done out of hunger, then the rationale behind it is called theft. And when you look at section 383 of the Criminal Code, it makes it clear. Taking of anything capable of being moved from one place to another with an intention to deprive the owner of it permanently and fraudulently is called stealing. So in most cases, what you call vandalism is theft of public infrastructure. Coming from the premise of Aristotle, what is the cause? I want to substantiate my position with the Marxian theory of political economy. Karl Marx, a German philosopher, 19th century German philosopher, says existence determines consciousness. That our economic situation and realities shape our thinking. It tells us, what we do to survive. And that is why it says every other thing in life revolves on what he calls the substructure, that is the economy. Before you can be conscious, there is a sine qua non, a condition precedent, that is, you must be living. And for you to live, there is another condition precedent. You need to keep the soul and the body together. How do you get what, you feed with or feed on, now shapes your behavioral pattern. Non est regular qui falit. To every rule there is an exception. Yes, because in some instances, like I said, I love diagnostic approach. I like a situation whereby I make diagnosis and now prescribe the solution. Because if you don't get to the root cause of the issue, the underlying cause, it will just be an effort in futility. Right. I said non-est regular quickly. To every rule there is an exception. Yes. When you find out that the son of a rich man goes to supermarket to steal, right, the Aristotelian philosophy may not explain that, because that has to do with mental health issue. We call it kleptomaniac tendency. That's a different ballgame. But ceteris paribus, all things being equal, our economic position and realities shape the way we behave. What am I saying? Simplicity. What I'm saying is that there is a constitutional obligation on the part of those who are entrusted with the running of the state. That constitutional obligation is couched thus, that the primary purpose of governance shall be the welfare and security of the people. When you look at the transition from the state of nature to statism, you come to appreciate that people were asked to submit their personal autonomy for an umbrella body that will be called government, so that they can take away chaos. Thomas Hobbes talks about state of nature, brutish, short, because what reigned in the state of nature was the rule of might. So in a bid to curb the rule of might, we replace it with the rule of law. And the rule of law, section 14, subsection 2b of 1999 Constitution as amended, under chapter 2, says, the primary purpose of governance shall be the welfare and security of the people. My question is, our political actors, have they been able to give effect and efficacy to this constitutional obligation? Remember what Awolowo said when he was alive, that when you refuse to train the children of the poor, they will ensure that your own children do not have peace. So vandalism, either by anger as a result of anger or hunger, is a symptom. It's a kind of, revolt against state failure. It is because those who call themselves politicians, the people I call politicians, because they only loot the treasury. It is because they have failed to do the needful, that is to give effect and efficacy to the constitutional provision that says that people deserve, welfare, they deserve security, and that is the cost.
What is the economic cost of vandalism in the country?
You see, that brings me to what P.W. Bottas said in 1998, that black man is a symbol of mediocrity and emotional incompetency. Because when you look at the economic cost, you now ask yourself that why do you need to subject people to poverty and penury? And in turn, people will now turn to crime. And at the end of the day, you'll be talking about trillions of naira being used to fix the stolen manholes, electrical equipment, telecommunication gadgets. The cost is humongous. So my worry is, why do you need to spend so much money to treat symptom? Why not go for the parasite when a child has malaria? Why not go for the parasite which is the root cause of that malaria? Why do you need to continue to tap a sponge that is pouring, either warm or lukewarm water on the child? The child will pass away. The cost is humongous. We are talking about trillions of naira. Every manhole stolen is an accident in the waiting. Are we talking about the human cost? Are we talking about the financial cost? Why don't we look at the underlying cause, which is poverty, as espoused by Aristotle, that where there is poverty, nemo deneto ad impossibile, towards the impossible, there is nothing a man could do.
Now, you have spoken about the effect poverty has had on the people. Now, while we talk about the government's inefficiency, what role do individuals have to play in this? Do they have any justification for venturing into vandalism whatsoever?
Yes, you see, we are talking about, human beings now. Even in law, we say lex non cogit ad impossibilia. The law does not command impossibility. An hungry man is a madman. A man who does not have the requisite wherewithal to survive cannot but resort to crime. The resort to crime is a symptom. The cause is bad governance. And what do? You need to bring strong laws to combat both the cause and the symptom. Part of the cause is corruption. Because every billion stolen has negative effect on the society. I'm talking about the citizens. So there is a need to criminalize corruption as a capital offense to serve as a deterrence. There is a threefold theory behind the criminal justice system: deterrence, reformative, and punitive. Our criminal justice system is not reformative. If anybody goes to Agodi, by the time he's coming back, it becomes more hardened. Because of what? Corruption.
Now, do you think laws against vandalism in the country, those laws are strong enough to curb vandalism in its entirety?
Those laws will never be able to curb vandalism, even if you make it death penalty. The reason is vandalism, it's a symptom, not the cause. Look at this law, for instance. We'll talk about the law of bigamy, right? That if you marry statutorily and you marry during the subsistence of that marriage, we call it bigamy, and you go to jail for 7 years. How many people have gone to jail under that law? You know why? Jurisprudentially speaking, an average African man is a potential polygamist, or at best a wyogamist. So when you make law that does not address the economic reality of the people, that law will be redundant.
You are talking about...
The law we need to make now is the law that will take care of the parasite, the cause, which is corruption and bad governance. What the National Assembly, state assemblies should do is to pass law that anybody found culpable of stealing public fund would, be killed.
Is that justification for why vandals are rarely prosecuted to the conclusion
My
in
brother,
the country?
Till eternity, vandalism will persist if the root cause is not treated. Because malaria will kill that patient if the parasite is not removed and you are treating the symptom. I hope you can get that analogy. I hope that illustrates it quite well. That if you don't treat the cause, which is bad governance, corruption, what do politicians do? They steal money. Once you become a member of the National Assembly, you are a potential multimillionaire or billionaire if you can be a member of one of the committees.
Could there be insider collaboration when it comes to vandalism, especially in the power and oil sector?
Definitely. Definitely, because you need to understand the terrain before you can operate very well. Yes, I quite agree with that. Because even most of the people who are being employed to fix this infrastructure, the question is how much are they being paid? How much are they being paid? In Nigeria here, what we pay is wage, not living wage. Because when you talk about living wage in civilized climes, you are talking about wage that is being accorded cognizance in line with the reality of the person, how he could fund his life. But in Nigeria here, cognizance is not given to that. So I call what we refer to as minimum wage in Nigeria as death wage. Do you know most people work like slaves? If you work in Nigeria today and you earn anything less than 250,000 naira, you're not better than a slave. You're not better than a slave. Because to feed yourself very well in Nigeria today, each meal will cost you not less than 4,000 naira. That is if you want to manage. Multiply 4 times 3. That is 12,000. Then multiply it by 30. That's over 300,000 naira, my brother. And you are working, you are being given 100,000, 70,000, 120,000, 150,000. That is death wage. It is, death in slow motion.
Okay, Barrister Ojoge Daniel, how can communities be empowered to protect public infrastructure against vandals?
It's like asking me, how can you empower the police to combat crime? You are wasting time because the policemen themselves are not being well paid. They don't have any future, so they become collaborators. You are talking that how can we empower the community?
So vandals are actually from this community.
They are actually from this community. You can only get more people who will be interested. Once there is state failure, once politicians turn into politicians, once politicians turn into treasury looters, once they fail to realize that the commonwealth of the people is not for them. Look at the jumbo salary they are recently awarding to themselves. Emoluments. As if they are there to live large and leave Nigerians in penury and poverty. And these people, I ask myself, is P.W. Botha not correct that black men are not created to rule themselves? That black men is a symbol of mediocrity and emotional incompetency. That the brain of an average black man is tabula rasa, blank. It cannot originate anything good.
Okay, do you think the Nigerian people should see infrastructures, public infrastructures, as theirs or the government's?
Generally speaking, public infrastructure belongs to the Nigerians. But like I said, vandalism is either out of anger or hunger. When the state has failed the people, they lose their senses. And they forget that what they are destroying actually belongs to them. If you damage the road, you are doing injustice to yourself. You steal manhole, it's an accident in the waiting. You steal electrical equipment, right? There will be darkness. But like Aristotle has said, the economic realities of man will shape his thinking and nothing more.
Now, lastly, before we go, what practical steps do you think the government, security agencies should take to forestall vandalism in the country?
Yeah, I will not begin with the security agency because they can only become collaborators, right? I will say we need to tackle poverty. There is a need for those who call themselves politicians to know that the treasury they are looting, the money they are getting, they don't deserve it. This money belongs to the people because the primary purpose of governance as enshrined in section 14 subsection 2b of chapter 2 of 1999 constitution is for the welfare of the people. So the first is to tackle poverty and criminalize corruption as a capital offense. The second one, is technological innovation. Like time has come that we have, something like CCTV all over, such that, when an act of vandalism is being committed, you can always track down,
the perpetrators.
The perpetrators. So we are talking about technological innovation. Then we are talking about strong law. There must be strong law too to punish the cause. That is the politicians who make it impossible to have effect and efficacy for Section 14 of 2B of the Constitution that talks about welfare of the people, then to punish, the perpetrators too.
All right, Barrister Wale Ojoge-Daniel, very quickly before we go in 30 seconds, your parting shot this morning.
Yeah, my parting shot is this. The limit of every oppressive regime is prescribed by the docility of the oppressed or of their quantum of resistance. Inarticulation breeds misfortune. As long as people keep quiet, and these politicians, who call themselves politicians, continue to behave this way, there will not be a change.
Thank you, Barrister Wale Ojoge-Daniel, for joining us on the show this morning.
It's my pleasure.
It has been a wonderful session with you, and we do hope to see you here soon. All right, that was the big story for today. An eye-opening look at vandalism and its far-reaching impact on Nigeria's infrastructure, economy, and public safety. Many thanks to Barrister Wale Ojoge-Daniel for bringing his insight and expertise to the conversation. But the discussion doesn't end here. Protecting our national assets is not just the job of the government. It's a collective responsibility. Communities, civil society, and individuals all have a role to play in ending this cycle of destruction. Stay with us. Trend Watch is up next, where we turn to what Nigerians are saying online and on the streets. You are watching Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. My name is Samson Balogun.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where inspiration meets entertainment. Do well to link up with us on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Dominion Broadcast. Do well to subscribe to that channel and drop your comment there. Our website is at www.dominion.org.ng. Now it's time for Trend Watch, and I see I was in the studio Pat Aito, with whom we'll be making sense of trends on social media.
All right, Samson.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so there's something trending on social media. Yesterday, Annie Macaulay, the former wife, let me put it that way, ex-wife of ace musician Two-Face Idibia, posted something on social media, and then minutes after, not up to an hour, Two-Face Idibia actually posted a video of him and his new wife, having some fun, dancing and enjoying themselves, dancing to a particular music. Now, the question is, was that a response to what Annie Macaulay was actually saying, or was it just something that happened without prior meditation?
Well, I just feel like let me just read what Annie Macaulay said or wrote. Said, "I hope my daughter does not accept things I have accepted. That she knows her worth from the start and knows that no matter what, she always has me in a corner." I mean, the woman is just coming out to say something of, well, what's actually transpired in my past when it comes to relationship, and my determination to say, okay, I have come to the public to let people know that I am no longer the wife of this Two-Face Idibia. And I think that happened when she and was Oreagba, this man that is a face, Farouk Oreagba, during the Eddies Awards, like, okay, she wanted to introduce herself and she said, I am Annie Eid, before she corrected herself to like, I am Annie Macaulay, just to let people know that I am no longer with this man. And for her to come out to say this, it's just not because of anything, but just for her to just say something of, okay, I have gone through so many things, and what she wrote is actually what actually happened to some people in the relationship now. That your mother will tell you, see, what I enjoy with your dad, I don't want you to go and enjoy. Instead of you waiting for Surulere, just quickly go to Olorun Shogo.
Now, very quickly.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So
she was just trying to talk about, okay, this is it. Your self-worth, know it. I am determined to say I am no longer with this man. And I still have my respect. People still respect me for who I am.
Now, very quickly, let me just say this. I don't know if it is just me or there are other people out there who think the same way I currently think. That isn't it time that Nigerians stopped, consulting social media for every of their problems? I mean, anything that happens to them, you'll see some people, they have already set their ring light, they are talking to the social media. I mean, there should be a limit to what you put out there. There are some people that are, if anything happens, where you get to know is actually on social media. Then you begin to wonder exactly what the problem is. There are challenges, people face challenges on a daily basis. So I don't think social media is the next place to put it. We have gone to an extent where we have erased one-on-one conversation. We have
meet counselors. Meet your family.
There used to be a time when families would, have a gathering and then everyone will see it, they will gist. But now when you see an average family of maybe a father, mother, and 3 kids, once they are done eating, everyone picks up their phone and then there is silence all over. I mean, that is why we have so many comments and rants on social media. The next thing you see is a ring light, and then there will be an open conversation on social media. These are things you can actually discuss with the person that has actually, maybe heard you in one way or the other, but then the next thing is go on social media. So I'm just saying that for Annie Idibia, there are some things you don't put out there. Everyone knows you are no longer with this man, and then you don't just start. This is for me. It's not for social media.
For her to come on social media, I'm not saying that, okay, talking to her daughters, she might adopt some daughters as well, and like saying that, okay, maybe they are far away from her, and those ones who follow her on Instagram or whatever social media she is, and that's why she posted this. Well, for her, celebrity, when you say celebrity, you're talking about social media, so that's why you are here to talk about
let's take some comments. Michael Edward says, maybe it's the way I feel, but I am certain Two-Face was way more manly, handsome, and looking good before now. He looks skinny, behaves Momo-like, and, please, nobody should insult my opinions. I mean, some people have actually had their resentments towards his current, status, and of course how he actually acts in public. Two-Face Idibia used to be a very reserved kind of human being, very active out there. You rarely see him talk, and then when he does talk, they're
matured.
But then it has changed. He's more relaxed now. I think the finesse I don't know how to put it, but then
well, another word from only_X Mimi said, Annie see her replacement, she busts laugh. Now.
See, I'm like, waiting she gets, where I no gets, waiting I get, where she no gets. So if not me too, I go laugh.
Well, and then there's another comment that Dami Luxury says, now turn by turn, it go reach everybody. And then Eco Vista says, two baba chilling inside one. Wow, that's really interesting. That's not for the TV. But well, regardless of what situation he has found himself, I think it looks like he's more happy and relaxed now, and probably was happy before too. Depends on what he wants for himself. I think everyone has a reason for making changes.
He was happy.
Yeah.
So there might be a reason for that.
He just wanted a change.
Or quick.
That's it.
And with Annie Macaulay.
All right. I guess that would be the convenient point to draw the curtains on today's
Michael
edition.
is always having that sign off.
On today's edition of Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, we say thank you for joining us. Keep it locked on this dial. We've got a lot for you, a lot in stock for you on this dial today. So keep watching Dominion Television. Samson Balogun is my name. Until tomorrow, that we shall be meeting you again on another fresh edition of Daybreak Live. I say keep being good out there, keep being safe. Bye for now.
All right, do have a victorious Tuesday. I am Pat Aito. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.
Grapes are versatile fruits that grow on vines and come in various shapes and colors, including green, red, and purple. They can be enjoyed fresh, dried into raisins, or transformed into juice and wine. Packed with antioxidant, vitamin C, and potassium, grapes offer a wealth of nutritional benefits. Incorporating grapes into your diet can greatly enhance your overall health due to their rich array of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Here are some key benefits of grapes. It supports cardiovascular health. Grapes provide a significant source of potassium, which helps in regulating blood pressure. Additionally, the presence of antioxidants like resveratrol may offer protective effects against heart disease, making grapes an excellent addition to a heart-healthy diet.